Good afternoon, everyone. I'm so glad here to attend the Gulf Innovation Society conference. It's my honor to present our CTO cases on behalf of my colleague. I'm from Huai Hospital, which are located at the capital of China, Beijing. Huai Hospital is one of the largest centers for cardiovascular diseases. Annually, we do more than 18,000 PCIs and more than 10,000 cardiovascular surgeries. Now come to the patient. This is a 48-year-old gentleman. He presented with arthritis angina for about 2 years, and it was worsened for about 2 months. He is a smoker and had hyperlipidemia. A physical examination and routine test showed nothing abnormal. Let's see the angiography. The LAD has severe stenosis at the proximal and the middle segment and occluded at the distal segment. LCX has severe stenosis at the middle segment, and RCE was totally occluded at the proximal segment. So the syntax score for this patient is 33. He is a candidate for CABG. But this patient is 48 years old. He refused the cabbage. So we have to do PCI for this patient. Because LAD is the criminal vessel, so we planned to do left coronary artery first. 2 stents was put into LAD and left circumflex respectively. This is the final result, which is really good. About 7 months later, the patient came again for RC CTO PCI. From the angiography, we can see there are good collateral from septal branch to PTA and good collateral from left circumflex to PLA. And also the PLA, the orifice of PLA is severely stenosis. And the RCA was occluded at the proximal segment where there is a branch and the ending is blunt. This occluded distance is more than 20 millimeters. So for the GCQ scores, the blunt end and occluded distance more than 20 millimeters plus possible bending. That's add up to 2 to 3 points. And the progress score for this patient is proximal cap ambiguity plus possible tortuosity. That adds up to 1 to 2 points. So for this patient, what would you choose? How do you choose to do PCI? Antegrade approach or retrograde approach? I want to know how many doctors would like to choose antegrade approach. Please raise up your hand. Yeah, we did the same. But for antegrade approach for this patient, we need to first thing we need to make it clear is where is the entry point? Do you think the entry point is at the green star or at the red star? Doctors think the entry point is at the green star. Please raise up your hand. All the doctors think the entry point is at the red stars. But surprise, we made errors to make sure the entry point. From the errors, we can see the entry point is at 12 o'clock. But from the angiography, we can see the entry point is at the green star. So we need a puncture wire to puncture into the vessel. So I choose the Gaia second as my first choice. Actually, Gaia second puncture into the vessel. But it was difficult for the Gaia second to turn the direction. It went outside of the vessel. So I changed to UB3 with a bigger curve at the end than Gaia second. UB3 successfully moved forward, but unfortunately it moved into the fourth lumen. Then I tried failed HTA and got second again, but they both failed. Fortunately, got second. We can see the angiography at the right side. The space between the guide wire, guide 2 and the true lumen is very small. It's very near to the true lumen. So, what will you choose next? We plan to do ADR for this patient because the landing zone beyond the occlusion is very good. Stingray balloon was put at the second curve of RCA to better control hematoma. 2.0 balloon was dilated at the proximal part of RCA, and hematoma aspiration was done through Stingray balloon to make a less space between Stingray balloon and the true lumen. We used Compass Pro as a puncture wire. But our first try failed. From the retrograde angiography, we can see the space between Stingray balloon and true lumen is still large. So we made a greater curve at the end of Conquest Pro and tried for the second time. Fortunately, we succeeded at the second time. Conquest Pro went into the true lumen at distal. Retrograde angiography confirmed that the wire is in true lumen. Since PLA is also big and the orifice is severely stenosis, we put another wire into PLA and dilated the PLA. We did IVUS, and IVUS confirmed that the distal wire is in true lumen, but unfortunately in the middle part, middle section, the wire is in false lumen. After that, it was relatively easy. After dilated, we put 3 stents from distal segment to proximal segment. That's the final result. It looks very good. Also, PLA is there, but in the distal there is dissection. To summarize for this case, for CTO lesions with blunt ending, IVUS can do great help to find the real entry point. To do successful PCI, we need to have plan. We need to have plan B after plan A failed. Timely strategy transition is very important for CTO PCI. For CTO lesions with good landing zone beyond occlusion, ADR have great chance of success. And hematoma control with anti-grade blood blockage and hematoma aspiration through Stingray balloon is the key point of successful ADR. For this patient, the collateral from septal branch is very good. Retrograde approach may be a good choice for this patient. Thank you.